Hey guys, welcome back with our third appointment of this huge community. Good evening. Here in Italy is evening actually, but not all over the world, not in the cities where we are going to travel today. Come sempre inizio con una prima parte in italiano, salutando tutti i nostri follower sia di Another Scratch on the Wall sia ovviamente anche degli altri profili. Quindi bentornati, grazie per rimanere sempre fedelmente con noi fino all'ultimo. Oggi, dicevamo, qui a Milano è sera, ma non in tutte le città che andremo a vedere. Anche oggi faremo un bel giro intorno al mondo. Avremo un grande focus sull'Europa, ma non solo. Come sempre mi muto dall'italiano, torno a parlare in inglese, rimanete con noi perché ci saranno tante cose interessanti da scoprire. Okay, so again in English, sorry for the Italian break, but you know, we are Italian. And so welcome back. Today we are going to travel all over the world. We will stay a lot in Europe, but not only. We have many surprises. And so thanks for staying with us till now. I hope that you will enjoy all our live of today, and we will try to speak more about the community, because today there is between the other guests the person who decided to introduce and start all these amazing adventure. As I told you many times during this live chat, during this live streaming, the first person who more than 1 month ago decided to contact each other in a direct chat in Instagram was Lisbon Street Art Tours, that is today with us. And they asked us if we would like to enjoy the community all together, so that we can share ideas and projects and all the stuffs about street art tours all over the world. And this is how all the adventure started. Now we are at our third live streaming. I hope that many projects will come during the months, and I think that we will do it. By the way, I would like to start exactly with the person who decided to start with this big adventure, that is the Lisbon Street Art Tour. So please say hello to our first guest. Vero, hello. Welcome.
Thank you so much for such a extended.
You deserve it. No. So exactly, if you want to say something about your idea, why did you decide to send this amazing message to all of us? And then I would like to ask you who you are and what do you do in Lisbon?
Okay. Well, to your first question, I thought it was a nice idea at least to support one another, because all of us, we live mainly at least from what's happening in the streets, from the artistic works, the events and things like this. And a lot of these are stopped or were stopped for a long time. So as a way to promote each other all over the world, because very often we had like participants of our tours that were traveling from one place to another, and they wanted to participate, and they wanted to know if I knew another person in that place or that place. So I thought, okay, now everything is quiet. Why not let's put our heads and forces together to do something. And what I think is amazing is how it developed itself, because everybody started to set up things, if it's virtual, if it's just streaming, things that I didn't even think of, because I was just like, let's share some posts about one another. So I think it's very beautiful how everybody kind of, is so enforcing each other and empowering each other.
Definitely, especially in a period in which we are not very happy and very calm with our mind and our by the way, so really thank you for this amazing project, and we know that we have many other projects. We were talking about that before the starting of the live streaming, so we will see how the things will go in the future. Yeah, and I would like to ask you to tell us something about Lisbon Street Art Tours. We know that you are part also of Yes, You Can Spray. So tell us something about you.
Okay. So yeah, we started about 7, 8 years ago now here in Lisbon, and it started with another person actually that was based here that knew some common friends of us. And through this, through my research, mainly my interviews with street artists, I started to become more and more involved as well, following some graffiti writers and street artists. And it became like a thing. Okay, let's give it to the rest of the people, share it with the rest of the people, what we know, what we see, who we know, and what their stories are. For me, it started all with a question because I'm an anthropologist. It started all with a question or a sentence: culture is written on the walls. And a lot of, not being a Portuguese person itself, I learned a lot about Portuguese culture, Portuguese history through paintings on the walls itself, through meeting the artists behind the paintings and getting to know better the culture. And I thought it was a cool idea to be able to share this as well with other people. And like this, it developed. And then because we knew a lot of street artists itself as well, we started to invite a few to also do workshops with people. And that's how our street art collective started to develop, with the intention to also gather some artists or some graffiti artists, street artists, around a certain theme. And for example, this is what we translate into our paint jams, gatherings. The first one ever was with Women's Day. It's our yearly encounter where it's a very important moment to celebrate women's rights all over the world.
Great.
Just before the first lockdown this year, we had our big event. So happy that this just still happened. Probably it was a COVID nest, if you only afterwards understand the thing about what happened in this world. But yeah, it was very amazing to see so many female artists gathering, and also to see them use the walls to express themselves in a way like, okay, we're here, we want to be heard. So yeah, it's not only women's rights, it's also social distance, social isolation. But we're going to see this with one of the paintings as well. Education, environment. For us, it's very important, at least for the tours as well as for the collective, to be able to promote a way to look at the streets in a way that you learn something from it. Even if it's a simple, ugly tag, as many people look at it, or if it's like a super amazing, big mural wall painting, the idea is that people learn to understand and grab this, and when they go to another city, grab yourself one of these amazing guides that also know the field through and through, and yeah, get to know the stories. There's so many stories on the wall.
Great. I totally agree with you, and I totally love your point of view. So thank you so much for the explanation. At this point, I would like to ask you if you want to say something about the pictures that you sent us. So we can see the first one right now.
Yeah, but so this one, it's one of our amazing pieces that appeared also last year in December, actually, just 1 year ago, through one of the local artists, OZR. What I'm so proud of, because as a collective, we have very few fundings. The fundings come from the street art tours itself, actually. But OZR managed to do this without any scaffolding or lift. He hang on ropes with climbing gear and everything. It's at one of the very nice Miraduros viewpoints in Lisbon as well. And his intention was to represent, related to the common interest, the topic of common interest for that paint jam edition, about loneliness, social isolation, to focus on a man, an older man, but very gentle older man that he met in Elvas earlier that summer. And he represented this in such an impressive way, especially because most of the time older people are also the people that are more lonely. And okay, the interesting thing is that when we did this event was in December last year. 1 year later, isolation is like how you call it, the most common thing that everybody faces, at least, or deals with. because of the COVID. So it's also kind of beautiful to see how the pieces that were created back then actually reveal a lot about the situation nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is what he's a local artist, but super, super amazing, traveling also very often. And this combination that he does between this realistic side, this photorealistic imagery, and then these more abstract shapes, natural shapes. I think it's a very beautiful combination as well.
Definitely. What's the technique? I mean, he used brushes or spray cans?
Spray, all is done with spray. So the interesting thing is that he started with like doodles on the wall. It was the first
Yeah,
time that I actually saw it from so close. It was super nice. And through these doodles, he projected, or not projected, but used like his painting on top of this picture of the doodles, and he started to paint, connected the dots. But yeah, hanging on ropes, it's like a crazy, crazy, how do you say, challenge that he took
yeah,
himself.
definitely, definitely. I love it too. It's impressive. I like it so much.
Yeah.
So thank you for showing us this first one. And okay, if you want to tell us something about the second picture that we decided to share together. Oh,
Mhm.
no, this one.
Yeah, yeah. This one is actually very fresh one still. It's commissioned and set up by the Underdogs Gallery. Everybody that comes to Lisbon and that is a fan of street art, urban art, contemporary art, even should definitely pass this gallery because it's a very interesting place that combines a lot of different younger and variety of artists itself. And everybody also knows Vils. Vils just that at least everybody that knows a bit about street art or urban art knows Vils. She's also a big part of pushing artists into this project. But this is very fresh. It's in the same neighborhood as the other one, actually. It's a big scale wall painting by At Fuel, also a local artist. But yeah, quite impressive because he finds a very interesting and how you say explorative way to introduce us to the world of azulejos, tiles, ceramics, the typical tiles that we see from Portugal. And the way he does it is always like with a lot of distortion slash yeah, different ways that you can't just look at it like a second and you go. No, you have to keep on looking at it and go closer to it. Is and the beautiful thing for me, at least, this was the last big wall painting that I could admire myself with passing there with the tourists, with some tourists, seeing it grow in October itself. It's so beautiful.
Definitely, and it's so so big.
Yeah. Especially also the neighborhood itself. The part of the neighborhood is not like the most common place, but you have two big murals. One is like from Shepherd Ferry and Village. This one is from Edville.
Mhm.
Like if you look at the street at first sight, you just see a very random Portuguese hood street with apartment buildings, beautiful houses. Some have some tiles, some don't have. And then you have this, and it like captures your attention in a way. Yeah, and also the colors are very natural, and the meaning behind it, because it's called or it refers to adapta. It was for him a way to actually express how people nowadays, and at least this last year, have been trying to adapt in many different ways to the situation that COVID brought into our lives. If this is because of more resilience, if this is because of more isolation, if this is because of more creativity that we need to add to our daily lives to actually overcome struggles or actually overcome whatever struggles come along with
Mhm.
COVID. And yet, in the end, this is something that he tried to express, not just with the meaning of it, but also when you look at the piece, he tries to adapt the work to the colors that are very typical. At one side, the greenish part is a kind of how you say extension of the
Mhm.
building next to it, which we don't see very well. And the other
Okay.
side, the bluish part, is like the typical Portuguese colors, blue and white. So yeah, it's very nice.
I think that this is a good way to make a dialogue with the people living in the neighborhood. I guess because was made on a building, on a house, so it's a good way.
Yeah, I think this is also kind of beautiful, but I think what we try as a collective most of it as well, but also the Underdog Gallery, they don't just stick to like the fancy city center. Okay, Grasa is still the city center, the Negotarian, but it's more local. It's more typical Portuguese in comparison to when you go more central in the city. And the other hand, they don't still stay just in these kind of neighborhoods. They also go to industrial areas, social neighborhoods. So their idea is really to spread art and make people also go to other places. And we stay mainly now in the center with our project, also because of practical reasons, but also because people come and usually visit. They stay here 3-4 days. They are not interested to go to I don't know where. I mean, sometimes they are. Then I'm happy to show them. But when they only stay in the center, it's also kind of cool to show, okay, this is what you can contribute to this immediately to beautify the city, not just beautify, but also, to create something that has more meaning, not just for the people of the city, but also, break some boundaries with topics that people don't want to usually talk about. And I think the way that at Fuel did this was, as well as OZR, both in their own way, is very intriguing.
Definitely. So it's really good. Two beautiful examples of the urban art that we can see in Lisbon. So see you really, really soon. I hope to meet again in person in your city.
And thank you so much.
Definitely. Vero, thank you so much. Please stay with us till the end. So don't go away. Stay with us. But now I would like to speak with other two guests. Actually, they come from a very, very far away place. I mean, far away from Italy, of course, and from Europe. So I would like to introduce Val from Favela Galleria and his mate. Hello guys. Hola.
Hola.
Ciao.
Hi guys. My name is Val. Your Catata Craze. I grew up in Favela Galleria, Opini, Group Graffiti, Opini, né?
Hi.
Hi. I speak slow, okay?
I just want to say everyone hello. I don't have to speak, but today I'm here just to try to translate a little bit what guys from Favela Galleria are saying in Portuguese in English for our community. All the people are watching us. Okay, I'm trying to do my best. It's the first time in my life, so please be nice with me.
You will be perfect, Claudia.
So, hola, Val.
Eu vou falar bem devagar, né, para a gente poder ter um entendimento, porque a gente acredita que essa questão da comunicação, do speak, é uma questão enérgica, né, da energia, que a gente, além da comunicação verbal, a gente se comunica através das imagens, se comunica através do sentimento e pelos nossos gestos, né, que eu acho que é uma grande comunicação que a gente sente.
I'm going to speak very slow because I think that the importance of the communication is not just in words, but it's also about energy and spread communication and energy through images and arts. My name is Val, and I'm with Catata, which is part of our crew. The name of our crew is Gruppo Opini.
Perfect.
And we are in São Paulo, in São Mateus, Brazil.
Perfect. Kiki, can you please ask our guests what do they do in their city, and yes, of course, the tours, but maybe also something else, activities and projects like that.
Pode contar? Bom, acho que você entendeu, mas pode
Ela
falar.
quer contar essa questão da tour dentro da favela galeria.
Não só isso, não só isso. A Clara está perguntando de falar um pouco sobre o projeto, que acho seja também do Tours, mas é muito mais, né?
Sim.
Pode
Sim.
falar um pouco sobre o projeto
Certo. Eu acho que é legal o Catata falar um pouco sobre a Favela Galeria, né, que foi uma iniciativa do Grupo OPNI, né, isso em 2009, porque a gente estava girando algumas partes do Brasil e tal, e começando a esboçar essa vontade de girar um pouco o globo terrestres, né, para poder divulgar um pouco a nossa arte, e a gente viu como era importante a gente poder trazer essas pessoas aqui numa comunidade tão carente, tão pobre, tão violenta e violentada pelo Estado brasileiro, pelos políticos, pela polícia, né?
So Catata is going to tell us more about the project Favela Galeria, but this project is a project that came from the OPNI crew. OPNI crew is a crew that formally started at the end of the 90s, in 1997, and the Galleria, Favela Galeria, is a project that born in 2009, and that was a time that we were going around, planet Earth, with the idea to spread our art somehow, and we wanted to find a place to share this our art, and more in this neighborhood, because our community, and we are talking about in this moment of San Mateo, is a neighborhood who needs a lot of things and a structure that really miss here, but also it's not just about poverty or missing of something, but it is a community that has been wrecked and violated, not just by the violence present here, but violated from police and from the government that with their brutality here in the neighborhood. Catata, vai.
Olá. Agradecer a oportunidade, né? Agradecer aí por a gente estar somando aqui, conectados, né? Às vezes distantes, mas conectados aí em espírito e energia. A Favela Galeria, né? Ela surgiu em 2009, né? E a questão da Favela Galeria ela acontecer foi porque a gente está na periferia. E a periferia aqui onde nós estamos, em São Mateus, em São Paulo, a realidade é muito igual de outras periferias do Brasil e de fora, né? Existem bares, existe violência, criminalidade, e falta arte, né? Faltava a galeria de arte. Quando o Grupo OPNI, ele monta a galeria de arte dentro da periferia, ele transcende aqui, né? Porque quando a gente fala de arte, a gente está falando de autoestima, né? A gente mexe com as pessoas, né? E quando a gente fala arte, ela não está ligada só ao grafite, a arte de pintura no muro, né, na tela, mas a gente fala de som, de música, falamos de filmes, falamos de novela, falamos de esporte, porque existe uma carência não só de arte aqui dentro da periferia, mas também de lugar para a gente se divertir, né? Não tem uma praça onde as crianças brinquem aqui. Então, as paredes dos becos está coloridas, está com arte ali, é uma maneira também de conversar, né? De suprir essa carência, né?
Eu vou traduzir. So the project, as I said before, came to life. The project of Favela Galeria came to life in 2009. And yes, it's true that we are in a neighborhood of São Paulo, which is San Mateus. But our neighborhood and the problems that you can find in the neighborhood and in the outskirts, it's not just here, are the same problems that you can find in all the outskirts of Brazil and the world. So when we started to think about art, the idea was not just about graffiti, but art is also about self-esteem, first of all. So this is something really important that we wanted to bring in the community and with the idea of Galleria. But it's also about dreams and music and sports, because art is everything, no? Not just, as I said, in the form of graffiti. This is a form. So our energy was to try to reduce the lack of a place that it's not just a lack of art, but also places here where people can go to have a drink or stay together or have fun. Vai, Katata.
Great, amazing. Grazie, obrigado. Thank you so much for this explanation. It's perfect, and thank you for the translation. Claudia, can I ask you to ask our guests to speak about the first picture that we are now having?
Ok, a gente tirou algumas imagens, né, do grafite que você fizeste em São Mateus, né?
Isso.
Esse
daí é na região, né, de Spirit e São Mateus, em Jardim Elba.
Tá.
Né? Aí é um time de futebol de favela, né? Um time de favela no complexo chamado Complexo Jardim Elba, onde a gente vem pintando toda a quadra e toda a região, sendo uma expansão da favela Galeria ali no Complexo Jardim Elba.
Okay, so the first picture that we sent you, it's a graffiti that is made in a biggest complex in the area of São Mateus, which is Complexo Jardim Elba. This is the name, and it's always an expansion of the project Galleria Favela, which is a place where there's a team of football. So in this artwork, you can see a guy, a boy, and it's kind of the meaning of being a player, a football player, and the team the team is from the favela, no? So from the neighborhood. So it's something like about a way, a little bit of dream, the dreaming of being a player, and but situated in that area and in this situation.
Perfect, exactly. It's perfectly site specific. Yeah, I can imagine it, especially in Brazil. Okay, thank you, Claudia. Would you guys like to pass on the other picture that we will see now?
A segunda foto, que é uma foto muito interessante, né?
Tem uma coisa muito específica que tem que ser falado na foto anterior.
Acho também. Claro, não, l'altra. Isso, né?
Essa. É o seguinte, esse trabalho ele foi realizado porque a gente fez uma ação junto com a comunidade, né, a favela ali local, que eles que patrocinou esse grafite. Eles, cada um, pegava a tinta que tinha dentro das casas deles e vinha nos entregar, falando assim, a gente precisa de uma favela galeria aqui no Complexo Jardim Elba. Vocês têm que expandir, porque a gente estamos precisando dentro dessa praça, dentro dessa quadra. A molecada, ela precisa ter esse novo olhar com a arte.
E então foi a gente mesma que habita lá a tirar tinta para...
Isso.
Isso. Something that I didn't told you about this wall is that people that live in that part, we are always talking about São Mateus, but it's another part, okay? And people that live here that have nothing, so none of graffiti or mural or nothing, came to the group opening, to the opening crew, and say, okay, please, we want like an extension of Favela Galleria here, and they bring themselves the colors to paint.
Great,
to paint.
amazing.
Yeah.
Kiki,
Ei, oi.
a arte é revolucionária por si só.
Eu acho the art is a revolution.
Arte revoluciona.
Eu acho mesmo. E a propósito disso, acho que temos que falar da segunda obra, né? Sobre a revolução, né?
Yeah, about that, Claudia, I would like to tell you that we can see just only the second picture because we are going so long and we have many guests. So if you want to speak about that, it's okay.
Okay, but I think that eu acho que essa foto, essa parede, né, é muito importante porque ela apresenta uma escritora, né, essa da Carolina, né? Ok, but como não temos muitos tempos para falar todas as três obras, você prefere falar dessa obra ou da outra?
Eu vou falar das duas de uma vez, tá bom?
Tá.
Pode ser? A Carolina Maria de Jesus é uma artista preta periférica que foi reconhecida quando ela ainda estava numa favela chamada Favela do esqueci.
Carolina Maria de Jesus, it was the first black writer that was published in Brazil, and she came from a slum, from an outskirt, from a favela, that right now we forgot the name, but não faz mal.
Enfim, aí ela fez um dos grandes romances, né? Não sei se é romance em si, mas um dos grandes livros da literatura preta brasileira, que é O Quarto de Despejo. E ela é a primeira negra periférica dentro de São Paulo a ser publicada dentro da grande mídia, conseguiu viajar e fazer várias coisas bem bacanas, isso lá no tempo antigo, saca?
So this is an homage, this artwork from this writer, which published one of the most important book, which is Child of the Dark, O Quadro do Espejo, the diary of Carolina Maria Jesus. So can you imagine the importance of this woman that was a woman from a favela, from a slum, black and woman? And so it was published. Clara, do we have just 1 second for the third wall or not?
They are telling me not.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you guys. I'm sorry, but we are really so many in this last stream video. We are many guests, so we would like to pass the word to another person and the other guys who are going to talk.
Ok, so, queridos, não temos mais tempos para falar da última...
Só para falar um negócio, ela era da favela do Cambuci. Cambuci não,
bom.
Canindé, desculpa.
Canindé, ok.
Canindé. E o último mural era falando um pouco do histórico do movimento negro brasileiro.
A
gente vai ter que se retirar também, tá? A gente vai ter que ir embora.
Bom, pronto, é assim. The last artwork that we cannot speak right now, but it was about, as you see right now, it was just about something like a revolutionary, something that really happened, and it was the murder of Robson, that was a man that lived in the suburb, that was tortured and murdered from the police. So this wall is very important also this year because of George Floyd. So it's something like of the part of the Black culture, and obviously they make a lot of artworks and a lot of projects like Quadro Negro, which is a project that really started to make some murals and graffiti in the neighborhood about Black culture. So I think that it was important just to say one thing about it. So Katata,
you were right to say something about that, because actually it was important even for the Black culture, not only. So thank
então,
you so
obrigada, Val e Katata. Foi uma prazer ter você hoje conosco. Espero ser traduzido bem o que você
Estou à disposição de todos vocês, tá?
Olha, se a
gente... venham
gente...
visitar, que eu vou visitar vocês, vou beber cerveja nas geladeiras de vocês.
Okay, guys, we are all just invited in Brazil, so please, pandemic stop, because we want to travel again, please. So, você, se não tem que ir embora, se você quer ficar conosco até o fim, vamos fazer o saúde.
A gente vai ter...
E então, bom, então...
a gente vai ter um compromisso, desculpa, tá?
Tá.
Obrigado.
Obrigado você.
Tchau.
Tchau.
Obrigado.
Tchau.
Thank you, guys.
Tchau.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Kiki, for translating so perfectly.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So stay with us, you too, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now, I think that it's time to pass to the other guest. We will come back in Europe. We will be back in a place that actually we have met another time, which is Belgium. But we will see another city of Belgium. So please pass the word to Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hi, Clara.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, in person.
Exactly, in person, because many of us actually contacted each other, emailing us or sending direct mails and stuff like that, but actually we never seen in person, so it's our first time. So Tim, tell me, sorry.
No, I'm glad. I'm very, very proud to be part of this community, and yeah, I know a thing or two about communities since I'm also one of the guys behind Street Art City. So running communities and managing communities is something very hard, but it gives you so much good energy when you can touch base. So I actually met Vero last year in Lisboa. So yeah, it's always nice to see people with the same mindset and the same spirit and talk about and share experiences and share everything. So it's cool to be here.
Who better than you can say something about a community? By the way, yeah, you mentioned Street Art Cities. You manage Street Art Cities, but you manage also Street Art Antwerp because it's your city. So please tell us something about these two projects.
Yeah. So one big difference with I think most of the guides here in the community is that I actually have a daytime job. So I work on a chemical plant during the day hours.
Really?
And after hours,
so you're like Superman.
Hours, yeah, and after hours, every free time I have, I dedicate to supporting street art. And it started actually with taking pictures of street art, but it was a virus that has gotten a good virus in these days that has bitten me. And so eventually I started doing tours and running projects. So. And yeah, this year has been a bit slow in tours. I think I only managed maybe 10, nothing more than that. But yeah, like all of us, we're stuck at home.
Common, yeah.
But on the other hand, I did some projects this year, some very good projects. So I'm still happy. So.
Perfect. It means that maybe urban art make people happy.
Well, I think this year the pandemic has shown everybody that I think street art can benefit from this. So, okay, everybody's talking, I speak for Belgium, everybody's talking about cultural things being cut, no budget, no fundings, but I think street art can be the exception. So I think in the future, the coming months and coming years, more and more street art projects are launched, because yeah, experiencing and admiring street art is basically one of the only cultural activities you can do in cities, and you can
Definitely.
walk and you can bike. So yeah, I think it's going to benefit.
Definitely agree with you. Yeah, previously we mentioned your city, Antwerp, and maybe we are going to see 2 murals of your city, right? Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually, yeah, if you come to Antwerp, you need to visit this spot. It's called the Zomerfabrik, Summer Factory, if you translate it. But it's actually the arena where Meeting of Styles Belgium is every year.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. So this is only a small part of it. I think in total you have about 4,000 square meters of walls and murals you can admire. So every year, normally, this year it got cancelled because of, yeah, you know what.
Yeah.
So every year, all these walls get prepped again, and the organization, the Aerosol Kings, a crew I know very well, invites. Last time it were 100 artists to come and paint. So
Wow.
normally you can admire this for 1 year, and then yeah, and this is always in August. Many of you probably know Meeting of Styles. It's a festival that's being held all year long in several cities around the world, and in Belgium it's in Antwerp, and it's during a weekend in August. And wow, it's great to see all these artists coming together, painting, sharing everything. So it's one of the
Definitely
best
agree with
weekends.
you. Yeah, definitely. We have the same, of course, in Italy. We have had many, for many years. And now the name is changed in Urban Giants, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. I don't know if it's worldwide or only in Italy, but I remember that the last time that we had the Kermesse, the festival, it was called Urban Giants.
Yeah.
And I really love this kind of things because you can, walk through the city and speak with so many people, with so many languages. It's a melting pot in the name of urban art. And wow, it's amazing. I totally love it. Okay, thanks for this insight. I didn't know that actually it was part of the Meeting of Styles, so well done. And I think that we can see the second picture that we would like to share together.
Yeah. So I mentioned before that I've been doing some projects, and this is actually one of the first I arranged a couple of years ago. I believe it was 2017. And this is in my district in Antwerp, called Merksem. That's where I live, a bit north of Antwerp, but still part of Antwerp. And the story behind this is somebody of the local council came to me, and they still had a budget that wasn't spent yet, and they asked me if I could do something with that, street art wise. So I didn't need to think about that twice. So I said, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do something. So we started with this giant mural, and it's a collaboration between Niels Westergaard from Richmond, Virginia, a very talented and great guy from the US, but he has some Belgian roots. His grandmother lives in Ghent, if I remember correctly. And the other guy is a local called Joachim. And Joachim, he painted a giant mask, and Niels painted the portrait of the woman. And what I like about this mural is something that we experience every day. If you should ask somebody, hey, are you okay? Most people, okay, maybe in Belgium, most people say, yeah, I'm okay. But you never know, because there can be something inside this person that's not so good, and he's not willing to share it because it's not done. It's some kind of taboo. So, and that explains like all the suicides we see. The suicide of somebody is mostly something very, you don't see it coming. That's because we don't like to share our problems. And in that wall, you can see this figure with a happy face, the mask. But if you look closely into the eyes, you can see this beautiful lady with some kind of pain in her heart, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. It's the idea of putting a mask on our face and then say, yeah, it's okay, but it's not actually okay. And this, I think, it's a good message to spread, especially in those hard times of pandemic.
We need to share. We need to share even our feelings.
Definitely. And we are the idea that sharing is a good idea. We are the fact that sharing is a good idea. Yeah. Okay, team. Thank you so much for those explanations that you made, and please stay with us till the end so that we can say hello another time in the end.
I will.
Okay. Thank you, team.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, it's time now to go in another city, staying in Europe, but going close to Italy, far away from from Belgium. So we traveled to Athens, so in Greece, with the help of Calliope.
Hi.
Oh, here we are. You are not exactly Calliope and Thomas that arrived. Okay, welcome, guys.
Hi, we're very happy to be part of this amazing community. So yes, we are Calliope and Thomas. So actually, we are a couple, also married, but we are also coming
Perfect.
in this street art adventure. So we have a company, awesome Athens experiences. Okay, so we love our city, we love street art, and we are also part of street art cities, like Tim mentioned before.
Perfect,
so we
like
us. We are street art photographers. Okay, we have also a regular job. So I am a technician, actually. But okay, Thomas is a technician trainer.
In a big company for telecommunications, but it is our passion, of course.
So it's our passion, and we have like 3 years artistic walks in the city center, because a lot of people, they know Athens only for the history, for the antiquities, the birthplace of democracy. They don't know. Yes, of course, but they don't know about the street art. So actually, Athens now considered to be European capital for street art and graffiti.
One of the European capitals.
It's not only so Lisbon, Berlin, a lot of different things, but also Athens is very interesting for the street art. So yes, it was very interesting for us to experience the city like that. So that's why it was the idea for the walks. But now we had like another occupation, because for the last 6 months, we create a virtual experience. So it's very difficult to travel. So we had like an idea to create some virtual walks, approximately 1 hour, and show Athens a little bit more about the people that they know only about Acropolis. And it was our dream to have the company, and now we're very happy about that.
Exactly.
Well done, guys. Well done. Actually, you say something good, because when people think about Athens, they, and me for the first, think about the temples and the gods and the Parthenon and stuff like that. Actually, we don't think about the street art in such an ancient city. Otherwise, but on the other hand, Athens is so full of urban art. You have such a huge scene of this stuff, right? Is it right?
It's full of graffiti, it's full of street art. We have, of course, the beginning of the graffiti lettering started back in 90s. But maybe one of the main factors, the main fuel that made all the movement of graffiti and street art to grow and evolve was, of course, the economic crisis. Because, during the last years, the last decade, the economic crisis was very, very heavy, and all this political and social unrest. So it was happening a very big boom of creativity and expression, a need for expression. That's why the majority of the very good pieces, the beginning of all of this very big movement and scene, it was started maybe from 2010, I think.
Yes.
So
especially
during the last decade. Yes.
Okay. Nice. Okay, perfect. So let's see something. Yeah. Sorry. Tell me.
You have to come in Athens and see more, actually.
Yeah, I know. I've visited actually Athens, as I say before, but only the ancient part, because the classical Greece. You're going to see Athens. You will see Delphi. You will see Patras.
Yeah.
But I know that there is a lot of street art, a lot of urban art, a lot of graffiti, and we were mentioned this. So please tell us something about those 2 pictures.
Of course. Okay, so this is one of the very, lovable murals in Athens. Very nice depiction of a dog, and okay, it has a very nice context behind, because actually this dog is a portrait of a real stray dog, a homeless dog that used to live outside the streets of Athens. His name was Lukanikos, and Lukanikos is a little bit funny Greek word that means sausages, because the residents of the city, they like to feed this dog with sausages. But okay, Lukanikos now is very, very famous also for his second name, a nickname, and this is the protest or the riot dog, because in the big protest that took place in Athens during 2011 and 2012 mostly, about the economic crisis and the austerity measures of the government, this dog was a very good friend of the protesters. He was every day in the front line of every protest. He made comment to the protesters. He attacked and barked to the police. So, it's like a real symbol of purity and revolution. Now, everyone knows Lukanikos. You can find his story even in Wikipedia or in Google, Lukanikos.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
You have the opportunity to see, hundreds of photos of Lukanikos in front of the Greek parliament, in front of the police powers, barking to the police, in all of these things. And Lukanikos is one of the local heroes. The mural, it's called All Dogs Goes to Heaven, and it's a collaboration of 3 artists, 2 Greeks, Billy G and Nipe and Grams, and Alex Martinez, which is an American artist that he lives and works in Athens for the last 10 years, close to 10 years. And the name is All Dogs Goes to Heaven because Lukanikos, unfortunately, now it's dead. He was 12 years old with bad health, and his health was even more affected by the flames of the tear gases of the police powers. That's why you see the flames behind his back in the mural and the police helicopter in the upper corner. But okay, hopefully for him, he spent the last 2 years of his life inside the house because finally a protester adopted him. That's why he had, 2 very happy years, the last 2 years of his life.
Yes, and actually he became like a cover in Time magazine in 2011, actually.
Yes.
So now he's very famous.
They had an article, Time magazine, about Athens and the revolution, the political revolution, and they chose Lukanikos for their cover, and they voted Lukanikos as one of the persons of the year. So now, for sure, Lukanikos is the most famous non-human Athenian guy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. This is the reason why maybe they put a crown on his head.
Exactly.
It's a hip-hop sign, but also something that is not coming from the hip-hop culture, of course. Yeah. Wow, amazing. I love the story. Yeah. Sorry, tell me.
No, it's okay. It's one of the kings of the street. Lukanikos was a real king of the street.
Definitely. But tell me something, is there a reason why he was called Lukanikos? I mean, is a name that is related to someone coming from politics or from history of Greece?
No, Lukanikos means sausages, the food. That's why...
Sorry. Okay,
yes.
Okay,
and
sorry.
because the people, they like, because his favorite food, and the people, they like to feed these dogs sausages, that's why they gave to the dog the name Lukanikos. And that yes. The sausage dog.
But actually, he was not the only one. We had a lot of dogs that participated.
Yeah.
Right? No, Lukanikos is the face.
He was a good boy.
Yes.
Have you ever met him?
Of course.
Okay, yes.
Everyone knows him.
Everyone knows him.
Yes.
Okay, unfortunately, he died in 2014, and 1 year later, they created the mural for the anniversary. So in 2015, and everyone knows that dog. It was always every Monday in the protest waiting for all the people.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it so much. So rest in peace and rest in power to Lukanikos. Great. Thank you, and I really love it. So let's pass to the other amazing mural that you sent us.
It's a very big mural, one of the very characteristic. If you Google it, Athens and then street art, it's maybe the first wall that you can see. Okay, this is a commission piece actually by the municipality of Athens. And it has a very nice context behind, because the original inspiration, the initial inspiration, is a very famous pen and ink drawing by the German medieval painter Albert Dürer. Okay, my German, I'm not the best. Okay, but Dürer is a very famous and very well-known painter. But here you can see that the hands are enormous, huge, and upside down, because the idea is that these hands belongs to God, that he prays for Athens and for the Athenian people, to overcome all the obstacles of the economic crisis. This mural took place back in 2011. the name of the central director of this big project was Pavlos Tsakonas, but actually it's a collective work by students from the Athenian schools of fine arts. Okay. So it's very impressive, still there, hopefully, very clean, very well preserved. And okay, maybe a little bit a fun fact, a fun trivia. It's one of the most expensive walls, pieces. They spend a lot of money.
The
government for the making of this, wall, for the colors, for the equipment, for the scaffoldings, for everything. That's why a lot of Athenian people were very grumpy. And they said, okay, you spent a lot of money during the years of the crisis for a graffiti, for a mural, etc., etc. But now nobody cares because 9 years later, this wall is one of the main landmarks of the city, a very famous modern landmark. And because, generally speaking, the Greek people, they are very religious, they can see the connection here with religion. That's why everyone loves this piece.
Yes, and that's like a project by the government to decorate the blind sides of the buildings. You see, they don't have any windows, so it was a very interesting project. Like 3 different walls, actually, in the historical center. So that was maybe the most famous.
Okay, nice. Wow, it's definitely huge. How many floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floors, and yeah, I can imagine it's a landmark because it's so great and huge, definitely.
And very well detailed. It has this very nice quality in the depiction.
And which is the technique? I'm mad about technique because I totally love this topic, and I always ask this question to the people because I don't understand which is the technique of this painting.
Okay, this is not, it's like a mixture with acrylic and also spray for the details, and also they use like scaffolding to create, of course, this big wall. So it's like a mixture, it's not only spray or only acrylic, actually. So that's why it's very well detailed. Like with sprays.
Yeah. This is, that I saw it, I imagine it, and I didn't understand about that. But wow. Okay, guys, thank you so much for those explanations, and
have you.
Of course.
Thank you. Please stay with us till the end because we have another guest, but after that we will say hello all together.
Athens.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Thank you, guys. See you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Okay, here we are with the last guest of the live streaming. We will come back in Italy, so we decided to end with a guest coming from Italy, from a place, and so please welcome Melania from Cagliari. Hi, Melania.
Hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Sorry.
Happy that we are happy that you enjoyed the group and the community, and thank you so much.
Oh yes, it's like a wish that comes true for me. It's a very big opportunity.
Definitely, we always say that this is a huge opportunity. So thanks to Vero from Lisbon, and thanks to the other people who took part, because it's great. It's so amazing that we can speak together from Italy to Brazil to last time we were connected with Las Vegas. So great. It's
a very huge community. So,
definitely. So please tell us something about Street Art Tours Cagliari. Where do you come from? And stuff like that.
Just to briefly, I started to approach street art in general and graffiti 10 years ago. Also, I wrote my thesis for the master degrees almost 7-8 years ago. So in the meanwhile, I started to travel all over the world. In particular in United States and Australia, and then I decided to come back to Sardinia to stay for to live again in Sardinia. So 2 years ago, I started to work as a guide, a tour guide. This is my job. But I noticed that street art and graffiti tours didn't exist. So my dream was in front of me. So I started to create just one tour initially, and the first photo that I send you is about this first tour, and then okay.
If you want to,
and,
it's okay.
Yes,
exactly.
yes. I think it's a place that it's a must if you come in Cagliari, because it's like a small city in the city. It's a long road, about 2 kilometers, and you can find on the left, on the right, full of graffitis, tags, street art pieces. So it's I chose this road just because it's for logistic reasons, but also because it's a very, very big concentrated place with many pieces. So I choose this pic just for this reason, but just a detail of the whole road. And this is in the center of the city. Instead, the second pic is about a suburb.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. This is in the suburb called Santa Teresa in Cagliari. And I chose this one because I love this place. It was abandoned from authorities and politicians for a long period. And then, thanks to Exme Cultural Center, this place has a new life. Also thanks the walls painted by many artists, not only local, but also international and from all over the world. This wall in particular was painted by Manu Invisible, that I think you know so well.
We perfectly know him.
Okay. I choose because the technique that he uses mixed figurative and lettering techniques. It comes from word of writing, so it's natural for him. And in particular, the keyword is vita, life. So represent very well the imagine in white and blue. They are mother and daughter. In particular, the young girl is Carlotta Sanna. She won Paralympics in Los Angeles in 2015, I guess. Yes, and this is the moment when she embraced her mother after the victory. So I choose because hugs now are not allowed for us. So I think it's very symbolic, and because of the word life.
Of course. I didn't know the history of this piece, but it's perfect. Exactly as you say, especially in this period that we can hug each other. We feel that life is so hard and so lonely. It's a beautiful message, definitely.
Yes, it's also a message of a redemption of joy. Okay,
definitely. That's right.
It's a very huge wall. Okay, the third one. Yes. The third one is huge again, because it's like 35 meters of long, yes, and about 10 high, I think. It's near the University of Cagliari, and I love it because a crew with another crew, painted this masterpiece. Also, the crew that started to paint it is a big example of Hall of Fames in the city. The crew is the sub crew. In Sardinian language, it's Sardos Frades. It means Sardinian brothers. And they painted this with another crew, 11-6 squad. And I love it also because there are all the tags of the writers, and also the wall is dedicated to another Sardinian contemporary artist, Maria Lai. Now she's famous almost all around the world, and she was very important in Sardinia because she was very innovative. The nice thing is the thread, the color thread, is shared with all the tags, the thread that comes from her hands, and it means they are linked with this wall.
Perfect. I love it. And I thank you so much because it's not usual speaking about graffiti, because, you know, the graffiti are most of the time illegal. Well, people cannot read it, so they don't like it. I think that they are so important for this culture that we are talking about, that we cannot shut up about this topic, even if people actually don't like it. But I think it's a good point, and thank you for giving us these two pictures actually of graffiti. I like it so much. And you also talked about Hall of Fame. That is a topic that is not so much known in the urban art culture, but it's another important part of the urban art culture.
Yes, I proposed the first tour in that area because every piece is legal. So if you want to approach for the first time to street art and graffiti, you need to see this kind of walls.
Well done, Melania. Well done. I totally agree with you.
Okay.
So, thank you so much for the explanation, and thank you for being with us till the end. Okay, I would like to share the screen with, we have also animals. Stay with us. Perfect. Unfortunately, the guys from Brazil left the studio, but I think that they will stay with us in the future. So, guys, what to say? It's our last live. So thank you for being with us till the end, even with cats and dogs and kids, because we are all together in these houses all together. So really thank you.
Hey, one thing, Clara, thank you to you.
Thank you,
to you and Lorenzo. No, because I think it's something that all of us think, because thank you, Lorenzo.
On the backstage, Lorenzo.
You were great to organize everything, and it was not easy because everything happened really fast. So really, thank you so much for your support. It's
been a pleasure for us. I think that we all agree on the fact that it's a great opportunity to take. And we all think that is a bad thing to stay only only with picture. I mean, it's a bad idea to share only pictures. I mean, we are people, we have faces, even if it's ugly, but we have our behaviors, we have our ideas. Why not to share that with a video? Why not to share that with the speaking all together? So
totally agree. We deserve. Wow.
Let's
thank you, Clara.
Yeah.
Come on.
Great job, guys.
Thank you really so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I think that we are going to have many other projects, not only this kind of live streaming. We were talking with Canliope about other projects in the future that we can do together. So to all the community and to all the guys that are following us, stay with us and see what we are going to do in the future, right?
Yes, because
keep spreading this
2020
virus.
is ending and we have plans for 21, okay?
Exactly. Guys, thank you again and see you in the community.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Bye,
good
guys.
days.
Bye, guys.
So happy
Bye-bye.
holidays to everyone.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, guys. I thank you, even you. I thank even you because you stay with us so many times, and I know that there are many supporters that love us. So as soon as it will be possible to travel again, I think that we are going to have many connection in person with all the guys that we interviewed or we talk with. I really hope to travel the world and start again. By the way, guys, see you in the next streaming and stay connected to see the projects of Street Art Tours Worldwide.